Sydney's harbor shimmered under the moonlight, its waters eerily calm despite the wind that carried the scent of salt and decay. The city was alive, but in the shadows, something ancient stirred. Claire Holloway never believed in ghosts. As a clinical psychologist, she had spent years debunking irrational fears, grounding her patients in reality. But reality had begun to slip. It started with the dreams, visions of a girl in a tattered dress, whispering in a language Claire didn't understand. At first, she dismissed them as stress-induced hallucinations. Then, the girl appeared in her waking life. It was always near the water. At Circular Quay, Claire spotted her reflection in the glass of a ferry window standing behind her. In the rocks, she glimpsed her in the reflection of a rain-slicked street. And at her apartment in Miller's Point, where the sound of the waves reached her balcony, she felt a presence watching her from the corners of her vision. The whispers grew louder. Claire's newest patient, a man named Daniel Voss, was admitted for schizophrenia. He spoke of the harbor's curse, a tale whispered among Sydney's oldest families, about a young girl who drowned in 1823, lured into the water by something unnatural. They called it the Drowned One. "She seeks a new host," Daniel murmured during his session. "She's watching you now, doctor." That night, Claire dreamed of drowning. Cold fingers wrapped around her ankles, dragging her into the black depths of Sydney Harbor. She woke gasping, her sheets damp, not with sweat, but with salt water. The next day, she dug into Sydney's archives. The girl's name was Eleanor Shaw, daughter of a wealthy merchant who mysteriously vanished, last seen near the water. Her case remained unsolved. Claire began seeing Eleanor's reflection everywhere. Only, it wasn't just a reflection anymore. The girl moved when Claire didn't. She smiled. And then she whispered, "Jump." Claire resisted, but the line between her thoughts and Eleanor's voice blurred. A compulsion gnawed at her mind. One night, exhausted and unraveling, she found herself standing at the edge of the harbor bridge, gazing at the black abyss below. She wasn't alone. Daniel was there. "You need to fight her," he urged, his eyes wild. "Or she'll take you, like she took me." Claire turned to him in horror. His body shimmered, distorting, as though he weren't entirely solid. "You drowned," she realized. Daniel gave a sad smile. "And so will you." A sudden force gripped her ankles. Invisible hands wrenched her forward. But just as the water rushed up to meet her, she clawed at the air, fighting against the unseen pull. And then, silence. She woke up in her apartment, dry, gasping for air. But something was wrong. In the mirror, Eleanor stared back at her. But when Claire moved, the reflection didn't. It smiled and whispered, "Your turn."